Okay, this one is a very tricky one. So I'm going to talk about stock hollow, and I'm going to show you guys what I see. Did I expect it to actually go up, 26%? Not really. Usually, very rare situations where you see a reverse split. It did a 1 for 20. It's not like a lot, and then you see it go up, that day of. Usually, you see it go down, roughly 2 to 3 days or a week, and then you see the pump. And that's what happened on the last reverse split. Where it made that big mass move. So Hollow did a reverse split, it went down a couple days, and then it made that big mega run. But I still would not doubt Hollow at this point if it wants to make a big move. You can clearly see, obviously, too, if you just literally draw a line here, you can clearly see like the trend line here. You're making lower highs here, right? You can see here's your peak. It tries to make another peak. And it's just like constantly hitting this, right? So, and you can see, the prior history, every time we made a high, we made a low. And every time, if you look at the theory of all this, where is it going? It's always, it's going above this EMA 20, which is this blue line here. That is a very important, crucial line. I know I probably I'm very repetitive on it. It's just because practice makes perfect. The more stocks you see, the more you'll be like, man, that actually does work. I see it all the time where you'll see this EMA 20 get hit. Not all the times it can do this. Anything on top of this EMA 20 is cherry on the ice cream, and then it comes down. Because that's where the algos are looking to get you guys. That they hit this and they go down. You want to try to get in early. That's the name of the game. Obviously right here, you're right on it, and it's doing something different, right? We go down, but it's reclaiming it. It's not like this pattern where you go up and then you go down and then you touch it and then it's making the downtrend. We are still in a mini uptrend for Hollow. We have not been, with this reverse split, we got this bad news out of the way. We knew this was going to make it go down. But now that it's going, now that we got the reverse split out of the way, the bulls are trying to get into this. It's up 26%. It's very extremely oversold. We have an all-time low of $4. Are we going to break that? Well, I do think, if you're ever going to use, proper risk management, you got to understand if it breaks that $4 range, it's going to be extremely bearish. You just got to understand that. And this is why I do not like these double bottom bounces here. You can see right here, we made this bottom here. We had this big move up, and then we try to retest it here, and guess what? We break it and go down. And that's what that could happen here. But yeah, like I said, you might be like, well, get to the point here. Well, my point here is we want to buy it under, right? As you can see, when price went under here, the bulls really picked it up. Would I have bought it here? No. I'm not trying to be like an Einstein and be like, yeah, I bought Hollow here and I sold it up, over 20%. No. That did not even meet my system of criteria. Anybody that religiously watches my videos, we want to look for something like this. You see how all the bands are spread apart, and there's time distance of this EMA 20 not getting hit. So what happens is, what I look for is those retest patterns. As you can see, from here to here gave you a 57% gain. And then if obviously I wouldn't have held all through here, but this was a 135% potential move. One of my favorite stocks I remember quite clearly is when we did not touch this EMA 20 in over 2 months. And keep in mind, that is a very rare opportunity, especially with higher volume stocks. As you can see right in here was 604. We've touched the EMA 20, and we have not touched it all the way back till 819. So 704, 804, that was over 2 months, and then what happened is you started to see price consolidating, right? And I always tell people, if you're not touching this lower band here, you don't have to take the trade. This is going to be your best setups here is when price hits this lower band here. That is where price is extremely oversold. And when you combine it with other factors like KDJ, which is this oscillator down here, you can see how Hollow's KDJ was in the 8 areas here, but then up in here, it was over 10. So you can see like right in here, this was not a good area. But look at this, just based on the KDJ, this was an 8 on the K here. Guess what happened? It pumped, and then over here was above 10. So once you get to that under 10 on the KDJ for HOLO, it is pretty oversold. And as you can see right in here, we had a 4 on the K, and that's what we started to pump. So that is just little factors like that I look at. Right now we're at a 30 on the K. We just had a reverse split, 1 for 20. I always tell people wait 3 days after the reverse split, see what happens. Honestly, for HOLO, this one is a mystery. It's pretty hard to say what it's going to do, but obviously, it's looking bullish here. If you draw the trend channel here, look at this perfect channel here. It is an uptrend. As you can see, you have, you're trying to climb up here. You have your resistance here. You have support here. We have a nice clear channel here where this is support, this is resistance. It literally touched both ends like that, which is insane, right? So if I was going to play this, obviously if I wanted to play the uptrend, I would definitely play it at this bottom band here. That's the only way I would ever want to play this. And then I had to look at, well, what is my conservative gain? Well, if you go from the high to here to the upper, you're looking at a 75% move potential here. That is actually insane. I wouldn't take all that move there. I would take it probably at the EMAs, so 20%, and then the middle of the channel here is 38%. So that's the best way to look at it. Just remember, if you're not touching this over this band here, which I have the indicators where you can get your indicator set up like mine, use your trend channel. Go to Webull, click this icon here. You got the trend channel here, and it'll plot it out, and you can clearly see where if you have no experience at drawing trends, it'll do it for you, and you can clearly see you're in an uptrend. Until we break this bottom channel here, then it's a downtrend. And if what you could do is you can have a very tight risk management where you buy here and then just put it right under here, your stop loss, and the gain potential, like I said, is it can go up 70% to this upper band here. This one's a very tricky one, but I do like how the reverse splits out of the way. That was going to happen. It needed to happen. It just needed to get out of the way. So we got the reverse split out of the way, and so now if we look at the news, anything going on with here, you can kind of like a lot of positive, neutral, but I think it's more bullish than the bearish here. And who knows, this might just do the mega squeeze when nobody expects it, because I'm seeing a lot of depression, I'm seeing a lot of pessimism, and that's usually when it happens, because people give up on it, they sell their shares for a loss, and then it goes up. I'm sure everyone has that story. But yeah, remember, my system, I want to look for patterns like this. We have not touched the EMA 20 in a while. We're under the EMA 5, and we accumulate properly. So when we do touch, let's just say, I know this is not insane what some of the people are looking for in HOLO, but look at this 50% gain here. If you put just a simple $1,000 in it, you would have made $500, and you would have almost doubled your account just in this one day here alone. Obviously that's catching the very bottom, but look, it went up even more. So you would have definitely and that's really the name of the game. I tell people, if you're watching this, take those 10 to 20% gains. They add up fast. They really do. Bam, 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 bam. If you didn't take this gain here, it would have went all the way back down, and you'd be freaking pissed about it. And then you had the reverse split that happened, and then you lost your shares and all that. You have less shares because of it. So I never really hold through the reverse split. Now that it has the reverse split, I kind of want to see what happens to HOLO. Are we going to get under the EMA 5 for my entry? Are we going to break this upper trend here, and then we'll go from there? But obviously, just for that, I want to see low K value. It is at 30. It's not like extremely bearish to have a high K, but you don't want to see it coming down. Just like when you have an RSI, if the RSI, let's see what the RSI is, and I don't use it, but I'll just give you an example. If the RSI is above 30, you can see we're trying to make an uptrend here. So right in here, the RSI has been staying relatively frequently here. So but when you break down to that, then you're oversold, and then the bears take control. But yeah, this system really works well. Like I said, it's all about being patient. A lot of people are just been getting very uninformed about, I want to trade just based because on the mega squeeze it has. Well, the problem is if you held all throughout there and the people just kept saying hold and have diamond hands, after this reverse split, you probably got wrecked. So try not to do through that. We all learn our lessons. But yeah, if you want to join the Discord, please, if you want to learn this system and my favorite strategy is day trading. You're not going to go wrong with my day trading strategy. It's my most influential, profitable strategy ever. So if you click the link down below in the YouTube comments below, it'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts and system. It'll take you to this free chat landing page. If you read how to subscribe, you have an Android, just do it on your computer, your phone's browser, as they're having issues with Androids. But after you do that, you'll be able to use your phone just fine. Avoid scammers. I'll never message you, DM you first, or trade your accounts. You can read the testimonies how a lot of people make a lot of money. But yeah, to get access, all you have to do is just click day trade alerts. It'll opt you in to subscribe, or just hit server shop up here. It might say something different, but day and swing trading plus is $12 a month. And like I said, give the day trading a try. A lot of people lose on day trading, but with this strategy, no joke, has over 90% win ratio. Doing my 15-minute strategy, I have close to 20 wins in a row, some making over 50% returns. That is insane. And literally I'm making that within minutes of trading. You know, obviously the 50% returns I had to hold for like 10, 20 minutes. But a lot of people are holding that and waiting for HOLO to make massive money and like, oh, I want to make 100% returns. I have made that, you know, in a very short amount of time doing day trades on the biggest cap stocks in the world, indexes where they have the most volume, very consistent, doing this strategy right here where I showed you a brief scenario, but think about it in a 1-minute time frame and a 15-minute time frame. And I'll be glad to show you guys that. I'm telling you guys, even if you lost a lot of money on HOLO, you can make it back. Like let's just say I have some people that, you know, went from like 10K to 1K. I can literally turn that 1K and over time, give it a couple months, and you'll be back at 10K. You know, guaranteed if you follow this system. And I have other things to help you guys if you have low money. I also have, you know, prop firms that you can get into where if you have a strategy that works, you can trade massive money, other people's money. Like we have the 50K. You know, for $80, you can trade a 50K account and you will pass doing this strategy and you can have that massive leverage. So there's always something to do, even if you're like, I just don't have the money, I lost too much. I understand it. I totally understand. I've been in that situation just like you guys that are probably in HOLO and bag holding. We all done it. No one's better than each other. No one's a perfect trader. You just got to learn from it. I've lost. You probably, you know, everyone lost. Every trader that says they're perfect is not true. But this is HOLO. This is my analysis. Obviously, I mean, I'm more bullish on it because of the higher low pattern and up, you know, the trend here. You know, this is different this time. As you can see, we're kind of getting this cup pattern too. Like we get this move up and we go down and then we're trying to form this up. Obviously, in hindsight, it's easy to see that. But yeah, I think it's more bullish than bearish. I think this thing has had its run for its money. And I think the bears are going to let this go. But yeah, definitely join the Discord. I hope to see you guys there. Let's change you guys' lives. Let's use a strategy that works. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love this. It's very affordable, $12 a month. Subscribe on your computer, and you're gonna get access to all these channels. Yeah, that's about it. If you guys like this video, give a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.